Welcome to another edition of the Nightly News. Ted, we are exactly 4 weeks from, honestly, one of the most critical election cycles in the history of the United States of America. We have what's been termed as the midterm elections of 2022. Tons of issues on the board. Inflation, gas, grocery, really everything out there. Prices skyrocketing. Seniors and people approaching retirement age, really everyone's seeing their 401ks decimated with what's going on in the economy and the stock market. Our current commander-in-chief is talking about an imminent nuclear war. Socialism isn't only at the doorstep, it's here. Just like we talked about yesterday, transgender issues in our schools, not to mention 87,000 new armed IRS agents. Our listeners, Ted, our viewers, Ted, they really listen to what you have to say. Your advice means something because you're one of them. What advice are you going to give tonight, 4 weeks before the midterm election, to our listeners, what they should be paying attention to, what they should be thinking, and most critically important, what do you think they ought to be voting for?
Well, number one, I've saluted thousands of flag-draped coffins, Keith. Heroes of the United States military, the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, the Marines, the Coast Guard. They died for the U.S. Constitution because the U.S. Constitution embodies the vision of God, freedom, life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness unique to the American experiment in self-government. So I want everybody to close their eyes for a moment, unless you're driving. And if you're in the left lane, it probably doesn't matter. I want everyone to close their eyes and take a deep breath and envision a parade of flag-draped coffins as I did on the tarmac in Kosovo and in Afghanistan and Iraq. Toby, Keith, and I stood there saluting on 114 degrees with tears flowing down our faces. Those men went into battle to have good victorious over evil. They did it so you can experiment in self-government. You know, there's some great positive voices out there. Joe Pags, radio guy, Dave, certainly Mark Davis, and Michael Berry and Lars Larson. So many people. I have a Real America Voice Spirit campfire and we're raising hell. Nothing in this life is more important than Americans who believe in God, family, country, law and order, self-sufficiency, goodwill, decency, good over evil. If you believe in that, believing in it isn't good enough. You have to vote for it. If the conservative families of this nation, right here in my beloved home, my birth state of Michigan, even in Texas where a Beto O'Rourke and a Sheila Jackson Lee run amok, voting is the most intellectual, spiritual obligation of an American. And we are in this horrific, treacherous, evil, out-of-control mess at the hand of a Joe Gangster Biden and his commie cohorts. We are in this litany, this endless list of treachery intentionally perpetrated upon we the people, and we the people can sucker punch it and floor it and knock it out by showing up to vote. Dan Bongino has been raising hell. Sean Hannity, Tucker Carlson, Jesse Waters is coming on strong. Vote, vote, vote. Shemaine and I are in Michigan hunting. We filled out absentee ballots. We are absentee ballots and we are voting. There's nothing more important in America today than conservative families who believe in the foundational values of this great American dream quality of life. If you don't vote, Nancy Pelosi laughs in your face. My friends, there's one word that can turn this country back into life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness, American dream. Vote. And get everybody at deer camp, everybody at the shooting range, everybody at work, school, at church, everywhere, everyone in your life. You must convince them that they have to vote their core values. And I'm convinced beyond a shadow of a doubt, Keith, that there are more God, family, country, law and order, constitutional conservatives in this country than there are communists and Marxists and transgender freaks and drag queens. There are good families that are shrugging their shoulders for too many years. Vote and encourage, push as hard as you can everybody in your life to vote. I'm not even going to say who to vote for, because we know who to vote for if you want to destroy this country and further threaten our globe with nuclear outrage because of Joe Biden and his insanity. We can vote an end to this. My friends, go to huntthevote.org. Huntthevote.org. It's just one example of conservatives circling the wagon, my hunting buddies, the core of conservatism in America. Conservation, constitutionalism, conservatism. Huntthevote.org, and let's show up in such numbers that we send Satan packing back to Cuba where he belongs.
It's beautiful, Ted. And you can't shoot deer without a tag. You can't go into a sporting event, whether it's college football, pro football, all that's going on right now, without a ticket. So you have to be registered to vote. Go to huntthevote.org. Make sure you get your tag, your ticket to be able to go vote. Most importantly, make a plan to go vote. And then, like Ted said, our country depends on good Americans to go exercise their right. And please, 4 weeks from today, make sure you vote in this critical election. Ted, powerful stuff tonight.
Thanks, Keith. God bless real America. Let's turn it back into real America this November.
Tomorrow night, Ted, we're going to talk about the fox in the hen house. Oh, and the fox is there in the hen house. We'll talk about it tomorrow night on another edition of the Nightly News, where there's absolutely no fake news here.